Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video where we are going to be doing something super spring pastel themed. I have 3 flowers on this canvas. I'll put up a picture of the outline, so if you wanted to screenshot it and copy it, you can. But I really wanted to do almost like an Easter palette with a really pale blue background, and then I want to do a pink, purple, and yellow flower all together, and they're like really wispy and whimsical. Yeah, that's the painting that we're going to do today. So first we'll get started, we'll mix up some colors, and then if we need any more colors, we'll mix those as we go. We're going to be starting with just our primary colors. We have white, yellow, red, blue, 2 brushes, 1 round and 1 flat brush, and then not necessary, but since I'm going to be mixing my colors all at once, I have a slow dry medium here that's going to really help keep those paints wet so that they don't dry on me while we're painting. But to kind of combat that, you could just mix your colors as you go, and then you won't have to worry too much about paint drying. This is our palette. It's a paper palette. You could also use a glass palette. And then I'm also going to be using paint marker. This is the Posca brand. Super fine tip. It's really, really nice. And that'll be to put in like some highlights, but that's not needed as well. We can just use like white with a little detail brush as well. So if you have that, you can use that. Okay, so you can either mix with your brushes or make things a little bit easier. I'm going to do a palette knife. So I'm going to start with a really, really, really light blue. So I'm going to put some of that white, just like a little bit of blue, and then we'll mix that. And we just want like a nice pale. All of these colors I'm going for pastels. I want like a nice spring Easter palette. Okay, and then I'm going to put just like a drop in here. The ratio is 1:6. That'll increase our working time so it won't dry very quickly. So that's a good color. So we'll just scrape this and we'll put it right here next to our blue. Since we did blue first, we'll go purple next, so because we already have a little blue on our palette knife. Take some white, take a little bit more blue, and usually when I mix up a nice like purple lavender color, you go with more red than blue because the blue is typically a more intense and stronger pigment. Okay. So I'm gonna go with that color. Now we're going with pink. So I'm mixing it right on top of the purple, and that's fine if there's like a little bit of a purple to it, but we definitely want there to be a noticeable difference between these colors, so we want it to be more pastel pink than anything else. Okay, so that will be our pink, and then all we have to do is mix up our yellow. We'll go ahead and make that color. I think that's kind of perfect. So we'll put that right there. So for our brown center, if you have a brown paint, you could just put that on your palette. But if you only have these 3 colors, I'm going to show you how to make brown super, super quick. So we're going to take a little bit of red, a little bit of yellow, and like a teeny bit of blue, and we're just going to mix it all together. And I already had some of that like yellow and white on my palette knife, but there you go, that's brown. Okay, so let's get into the painting. I'm gonna take my square brush first, and we're gonna go into the blue, and we're just gonna start blocking in our background. Go into purple first. This like kind of shading, we're going to need to add a little bit of a darker purple, and to make that we're just going to take a little bit of blue and a little bit of red, and we'll mix that together, and we're just gonna blend it and start to kind of like brush it upwards until it like totally fades into the color that we were using, just like that. And then we're going to go back into that color, and we're going to put that same shadow right there and do the same blending. I'm going to kind of like highlight just kind of in the center and then blend it out a little bit. We have 1 petal done, so we'll move kind of like quicker through the rest. So we'll move into all the rest of the petals now. So I'm going to paint this last flower a different way. So I'm gonna color block everything in and then kind of like blend from there. And I'm just gonna do this for the sake of time. I am running late. This is like a little bit of a faster way. My preferred way is to kind of like blend as you go. So I'm pretty much gonna mix up brown like we used before. So I just am taking a dry brush and like buffing out the brown that we just put in. Flowers are done, so now I'm just going to take that light brown and paint the centers of the flowers. That completes this video of our springtime kind of like Easter palette. I'm really happy with how this turned out. It's a really like soft painting. I feel like it would go great in any room. I'm gonna touch it up a little bit, but this is the essentially finished piece. If you do paint this, please feel free to tag me at @AnnBrewerArt, and I would love to see it. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.